This isn't the first time that you've done this.
Beaten you at chess? Certainly not.
No. Gotten out alive at the last second.
We'll see how fate fares us in the coming days.
Is John on his way?
He'd better be.
Jack,
John,
I was just telling Jethro. A visitor of ours took off to leave here. Was confronted by 2 ships. One of them fired at him. Just blew him to bits.
we'd better sit down.
You know about what's going on?
I do. And it's far worse than anything you would have imagined. It exceeds the gravity of even your own guess demise. Since they've already encountered life, they'll know there's more to rid off on the planet's surface.
Who? Blast it, Jack! What in fiery blazes are you talking about?
What we're about to face, what we are facing, is a question of the continuation of life. A question of our personal survival that will soon have us thrown into grave circumstances that'll test our every fiber of resilience.
What kind of thing are we facing?
Hundreds of spacecrafts steadily and determinedly headed this way. A race of robotic machines. I was there 36 years ago, on a world not unlike the one we now inhabit, on the opposite end of the vastness of our galaxy. From my earthly vantage point, I saw them come. I watched as they broke through into the world, casting their shadow of hostility over the plains. They stretched out across the warm surface, cooling it day by day, until there was no more warmth, no brightness. They ripped through into the planet's crust, cracking it open. The deep waters rushed onto the surface. The planet let escape its streaming tears. Feelings so foreign to what that world had embodied, absent of the peace and security. The fear of death grew to become the horror of life in the hearts of all who dwelled there. From the blackness of night, they emerged, the only illumination. Pathways lay stained by seas of red, spilled by the life that once lived apart from the site of destruction. A planet that once radiated with such growth, color, life. Now lay dying. A wounded and helpless member of the cosmos. Its will to survive simply stolen. Every spoken word was silenced. Every breath cut off. and even the most small, insignificant, and lowliest of life scurried and crawled along the scathed surface in retreat. And as I fled that ruined place, I gazed into the eyes of the invader. As its eyes beamed back into mine, more cold and lifeless than the planet had become. The twisted creations of mechanical wizardry dominated all there was to dominate, took all life there was to be found, except mine. If only by a miracle, I escaped there and never looked back. They began as a program. On a far distant and long deadened world. A world of discord, deprivation, and contempt. A world whose technological prowess exceeded the intelligence of the common man. Its government assembled the most capable of minds. They formed a central program from which a global network would allow the program to administrate every aspect of society. To fulfill one basic directive. The program powered all technology, controlled all industry, and oversaw every life. It mediated and guided individuals. Everyone was dependent upon its counsel. They couldn't breathe without it. The world hoped they would finally know peace and order. But only the illusion of order was achieved. Chaos still dwelled in flesh and blood. The program finally reasoned that people were incapable of helping to fulfill its programming. It determined that only it alone could fulfill it. The program plotted to destroy their world. It overthrew everything, overriding all external control. It built an armada of warships to facilitate this race of robotic machines. Machines of their design. Machines of destruction whose collective intelligence operates from the source program. They destroyed their world. They saw the flicker of distant lights, the promise of life. Their directive had not yet been fulfilled after all. Outer space was unveiled. So, they set out for the remainder of the universe, bent on the removal of all that contradicts their programming.
Destroying all life.
Yes.
Space Prairie. See the film at spaceprairie.com.